Welcome to the Gina Bianca Podcast. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for listening to the Gina Bianca Podcast. I'm so happy that you guys are here. And today I have the pleasure of sharing with you 4 ways to live a better life in 2020. And I wanted to launch a few episodes towards the end of the year so that you guys can get really excited about this new year coming in hot, and really start to plan for how you'd like to grow in this new decade, right? So 2020 is coming in hot. And there's 4 things I've been trying to do in my life that have really helped the quality of my life. And I'd love to share those things with you today. So 4 ways for you to live a better life in 2020. Number 1, are you ready? Number 1, the first way to live a better life in 2020 is to grow your peer group. Now, when I say grow your peer group, what I'm saying is if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You are the average of the 5 people you hang out with the most, right? So my challenge to you in 2020 is to make some new friends, show up to some new classes, show up in some new groups, try some new things, and really start to expand your peer group with people who are doing the things that you want to do. An example could be, it doesn't always have to be work either. Maybe you really want to work out and you want to get into better shape. Well, if you hang out with your friends who want to shop and go to Starbucks all the time, you're not going to find yourself in amazing shape in 2021, right? So the whole goal is to have 2020 be better than this year, right? So how are we going to do that? We have to expand our peer group. We have to grow our network, and we have to realize that proximity is power, right? So who you're in proximity with most of the time is going to really affect who you are and who you become, right? So take a really good look at your peer group. Take a really good look at your friends, and maybe take some inventory of who you're going to be spending a lot of time with, who you'd like to spend more time with. Maybe you got to pick up the phone and be a better friend. Maybe you have these people in your life and you're just too busy, right? So my challenge to you, number 1, is to expand your peer group, make some new friends. If you're the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. And I promise you, at the end of 2020, expanding your peer group, you're going to look back and be like, wow, if I were still hanging out with these people, or if I was still doing this, I probably wouldn't be here today. So that's my first challenge to you. And I'm not telling you to cut off all your friends. I'm telling you to just expand. And maybe if you're doing the same thing all the time, it's time to do something different, right? Maybe. Take it or leave it, right? Number 2, how to live a better life in 2020. Number 2 is do the thing you've been talking about doing forever. So, have you been talking about something nonstop, or have you been saying you're going to do something for a really long time? Newsflash, if you've been talking about it for more than 6 months, people are probably annoyed. So you need to do it. You need to execute. If you're doing something and you're afraid, I want you to use this technique that I use all the time, and it's called, what's the worst thing that can happen? And then what would I do? Okay. So say your goal is to open a salon suite, and you're terrified because you're afraid you're not going to make enough money. What if I don't make enough money? What if I fail, right? So what's the worst thing that can happen? We find that we are not as booked as we thought we were, and we aren't making enough money. Are we just going to sit there and not make enough money, or are we going to work really hard and book our schedule, right? Or are we going to pick up a job at Starbucks? What's going to happen if the worst thing happens? And that's what you have to think about all the time, because if you constantly are afraid to do something and you talk and you talk and you talk and you don't execute, what's going to end up happening, you guys, is you're going to keep telling the story of why it can't happen instead of just saying, what is the worst that could happen? And then what would I do? Instead of focusing on, oh my God, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen, ask yourself, what would I do to adapt and evolve and overcome? What would I do? Right? And live from that place. Live from a place of I can instead of what if or what could happen, right? So number 2, living a better life in 2020, you got to do the thing you've been talking about doing. We're sick of hearing you talk about it. We want to see you do it. People don't believe what you say. They believe what you do. So show them. And if you find that people don't believe in you, and you find that, maybe you don't believe in yourself, you have to keep going and you have to execute. No one will believe you until you show them something. And I'd rather see a whole bunch of failures than someone not doing anything at all. right? Take it or leave it, right? Number 3, how to live a better life in 2020 is have more fun. Okay. I'll be a little vulnerable with you guys. I've been living my life like a 16-year-old kid, part-time. Been playing a lot of video games, been trying to hang out with my friends, been trying to have fun at the top of my values list. And I've been really trying to enjoy everything I'm working so hard for. And if you find that you have no hobbies and you're just like bogged down with work, my recommendation would be for you to really sit down and think about what you loved to do when you were a child. What did you love to do when you were younger? I know a huge part of my childhood was playing Game Boy Color and playing Nintendo games. So I bought a Nintendo Switch and I've been playing Mario Kart, and it's like enriched my life because I have a little bit of a hobby. And instead of staring at my phone for 5 hours a day and analyzing my posts and freaking out and worrying, at least I have a little bit of time for something fun, right? So you have to figure out what's fun for you. You know, when you were younger, what did you love to do? What were your hobbies? What were your sports that you like to play? What did you obsess over? You know, sometimes I just play The Sims just because I miss playing The Sims when I was a kid, right? So you got to find those little joyful things that make you happy. And another newsflash, you guys, it's no one's responsibility to figure out how to make you happy except for yours. And I guarantee you, in 2020, people are going to be sick of dealing with miserable people. So it's nobody's job to take care of you except you. So my challenge for you to have a better life in 2020 is to have a little bit more fun, be a little bit lighter, spend time doing things that enrich your soul and that you're excited to do, right? Number 4, and this is totally because I bought a Nintendo Switch and totally because I've been playing Mario Kart nonstop. Live life like you have star power. If you don't know what star power is, it's on Mario Kart. You race these everybody races, you play with like 15 people. Everybody's racing around the track. There's like 3 laps you can do. And there's these little items you can get along the way. And one of the items you can get is star power. Star power makes it so that you are immune to everybody's bullshit. They could shoot stuff at you. They could try to run you off the road, but you're just immune, right? Live life like you have star power. Don't let anybody fuck with you. Don't let anybody's toxic bullshit get on you. You need to live your life like you have star power. And if you could do that 20% of the time, I guarantee you'll live a better life. Try to be a little bit lighter. Try to have a little bit more fun. Try to make some new friends and do the thing you've been talking about doing, you guys. Life is too short to say, I wish I did that. Life is too short to always be afraid of what the worst thing that could happen, right? So I hope that you love this episode. I really wanted to just give you guys a couple things that I've been working on, a couple things that have been working really well for me. And I really hope that you love it. And I hope that 2020 is the best year for you. And I know that the only way it will be is if you take a little bit more care of yourself. Right? So take that time. Thank you so much for listening. I'm so excited to be here recording this podcast for you guys. It means so much to me that you're here listening. So thank you so much again, and we'll see you next week. Before we go, I just wanted to let you guys know that Mastermind enrollment is open forever. My amazing team here at GBH headquarters has made it super easy for you to join Mastermind at any time. If you're not familiar with my Mastermind group, it's our online education program where you can enjoy monthly hair videos, business videos, and marketing videos, along with an amazing group forum for only $20 a month. Mastermind is absolutely incredible. It is a great way to grow your peer group, and it's absolutely amazing. If you're feeling alone in the industry, we got you. This group of people is the most amazing group of people I've ever met, and I'm so grateful to be a part of Mastermind. Mastermind's only $20 a month. You can sign up at any time. You can unsubscribe, come back at any time. We don't want to lock you into anything. We just want to give you affordable education. For more information, visit ginabianca.com, and we'll see you in Mastermind. Thank you for listening to the Gina Bianca Podcast.